Today I'm going to go through Stefan Georgi's research module from his infamous RMBC method. Today I'm going to use a company that I write for called TaxSpot. Just give you a quick background. The front end is an app that automates your driving mileage, which essentially guarantees your deductions when you write off your mileage as business. It's for small business owners, self-employed folks. The back end of the business is education based. We educate small business owners and self-employed folks on how to save money on their taxes. Most of our clients we can save them around $10,000 a year. So the kind of research I'm going to be doing is looking at small business owners, self-employed folks, people have questions about their accounting and taxes. So there's the background of the kind of research we'll be doing today. And we're going to follow along Stefan's document here, which makes it pretty easy. So just a heads up, I have kind of gone through and looked up a few spots, a few forums that I want to look at just to make it easier and faster for the video. I'll show you exactly where I went, what I did, and we're going to go further down the rabbit hole. So first things first, insights into the demographic. Who is your customers? Now, since I already know the company, I already know some of this information. Who is your customer? Americans who are self-employed or in a small business. How old are they typically? Our target range is typically from 30 to 49 years old, roughly. Then we start digging into the real questions. What attitudes do they have? Religious, political, social, economic. I can tell you from what I already know, they tend to be right-leaning, conservative, Republicans, not necessarily on the extreme edge, but kind of just leaning slightly to the right as opposed to the left. They think that socialism is for corporations and capitalism is for the little guy, basically meaning the system is unfair and is biased towards large corporations like Amazon, Walmart, stuff like that. So here's where we're going to dive in to these forums here. We're going to try and find all this info, their attitudes, what are their hopes and dreams, victories and failures. What outside forces do they believe have prevented their best life? What are their prejudices? And then I'm going to try and sum up their core beliefs about life, love, and family in a couple sentences. So what we're going to do is dive into some forums here. This is a forum I found that I like. It's called Mr. Money Mustache. He kind of has a cult following. He's kind of in the FIRE niche. The financial independence, retire early. But I found a lot of good like small business owner stuff in here. And I'll go through and show you what I found. This thread is not that great other than it goes to show you warns wealth tax may impact your small business or business planning. What this tells me is a thread I keep seeing over and over is that most of my clients do not like left-leaning candidates as far as politics go. They are definitely more, leaning to the right, as I said. So I'm going to try and copy this. It's kind of goofy. And yeah, I'm going to paste it right here. Doobie doobie. Pardon my. Oh, that didn't work. Anyway, Warren's. I'll just type it out. So Warren's health tax will cost us small biz owners essentially is what he was saying. Anyway. So I kind of rolled through this already, and it's essentially what they're saying is you don't want Elizabeth Warren if you're a small business owner or going to be. It's essentially what it all boils down to. It's a theme I keep finding, which is good to know when you're writing for this audience. You want to know, what you want to avoid certain subjects that trigger your target market, and so on and so forth. You know what angles to take, what emotions to play on, etc. Here's a good topic I found called "Does anyone regret taking the risk to start a business?" Oh boy! So we could use that for all. What are their victories and failures? I bet we'll find a bunch in here. Does anyone? Now that I'm. So I basically just scroll through here real quick and look for things that jump out at me. I'm not going to read every line. You may not share their stories, that's it. I know there's some in here I'm going to pull out and share with you. Regret. I've had free on my time. Find paying customers. There's a good one. If that's your goal. Just do the math. Finally started. We're the same age. My ultimate dream is to quit my day job. Boom. Right in their words. What are their hopes and dreams? Well, we just found a good one. My ultimate dream is to quit my day job. There's other good stuff in here I want to pull out. I can't imagine regretting starting this business. Well, we'll see. I think jumping ship and starting buying a business is terrible advice. It's highly risky and most businesses will fail. There you go. People are worried that starting a business is very risky and then it's going to fail. That's kind of a common belief. I find most people either think they're going to be rich and wildly successful, or they think they're going to fail miserably. There's hardly any in betweens. We should put that on. Let's see, not put it on hopes and dreams. My apologies. What attitudes do they have? That would fit here. The attitude being it's highly risky and most businesses fail, because most businesses do fail. That is a fact. Employee feedback can be helpful. Staff aren't good at his business. I have a business that started with a friend and it didn't work out. I do regret it. Boom. Common thing. Something I see a lot. So I'm pulling these things out that you kind of see a lot, right? Over and over, and we'll get to that. Victories and fail. I'm gonna put this under failures here, and yeah, failure right here. I had one business and it didn't work out. I do regret it. Then we go to the next. They don't regret it because it was a learning experience. Well, that's nice. No horror story. See, here we go. Most new businesses fail. The ones that do succeed do mediocre financially. Starting to see a common theme here just in this one thread. So let's put that under what attitudes they have. Come clean this up later. I own 3 and can tell you if you don't do well with the stress, then look elsewhere. Well, here you go. Well, I would never recommend owning multiple businesses unless there's very few people that can pull it off, but that's another thread I've seen that's really common. You never clock out when you own your own business. Let's put that under, I guess, failures. Probably be a good spot. And once again, I'll come back and format all this like it doesn't need to be bold, underlined. Right. Failure. Let's go a little bit more because it's actually a pretty big thread. Lots of, and when you're looking through the threads, you want to see the ones with the most responses. That'll be a good sign that there's some material. Like if they have 22 responses as opposed to 3, it's going to be a better thread, right? I don't see running a side business as a side gig as risky at all. Interesting. Well, so there you have it. But he's talking about a side gig, not full time. Put that under beliefs, attitudes. I don't regret starting a business. I've never regretted starting our business. So there you have it. You have kind of both sides. I don't know if that's super valuable, but so we kind of got, both sides of the coin. Let me just scroll to the top. Here's a good one. Your bigger regret will be not trying. It's really that simple. Put that under attitudes, beliefs. There's an enormous range of risks involved. I don't regret starting my business. What I regret was picking shitty business partners, investors, and underfunding. Boom. So it was crippled from the start. Put that under, I'm going to call that a failure. Paste. All right, let's move on to another thread. So there's another Mr. Money Mustache. There's actually quite a few of these I like. And we're going to hop around other forums too, don't worry. 10 years in, now trapped. Yeah. That's I'm going to put that under failure or beliefs. 10 years in, now trapped. See if we can pull some gold out of here. 10th year in business, very humble beginnings. For those starting out business, the stress you feel during startup is matched more when you try selling the business. My question is, you sold it. Good luck. I can relate. I started 8 years as a solo entrepreneur, nowhere near your size. I feel so trapped. So you're saying more than one person describe this. That's a real feeling. Attitudes. Yeah, let's call it under failure. Feel so trapped. Again. Everything about owning a business sucks. Wow. That's pretty tense. Copy. Everything about owning a business sucks. Well, put that under kind of the beliefs, attitudes. It's pretty intense. Sold. 10 years in business, ownership. Feel like you do. Very burned out, but less successful. Put that under failures. So all we're doing is really looking for we're trying to use the prospect's own words here. That's so that we can use it in our copy, because they're basically going to write our copy for us. And if you're not using the right words that they're using, your copy is not going to convert, which is the whole point of this. I know it's somewhat cliched, 4-hour work week. I met a mentor at SCORE. Can request a mentoring session. So our partner got us out shortly, but a few hiccups along the way. People trying to sell their business. We handpicked employees. Thanks for all the advice. Read a book. Worked at a private company. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think we got what we wanted out of that. And I have a couple more Mr. Money Mustache threads. Topic, getting burned out. Here we go, right here. First of all, once again, owning multiple businesses kind of leads to burnout, but that's besides the point. This is what I'm looking for. I'm getting burned out. 6 figures is great, but at what cost? Actually, let's include the next sentence. I'm getting burned out, but at what cost? I'm to the point some days I just want out and sell them off and live a more stress-free life. Boom. People get frustrated. It's not easy. You gotta remember that. We'll call that a failure for now. People just get so burned out they don't even want to do it anymore. Here we go. It's really hard to run a profitable business smoothly. Sounds like a belief, an attitude. I heard burnout a few months ago. There's another thread they refer you to. Just picked up the E-Myth, which is a good book. I've never met anyone who runs multiple businesses at once who was able to keep the balls juggling successfully. That's good advice, but not really applicable to us. Here you go. Don't get sucked into the trap of letting your business become your life. Copy. Let's put under beliefs, attitudes for now. But in the end, I decided my physical, mental health, peace of mind, marriage, and relationship were far more valuable than the money at this point of life. I think that's what people can't seem to. It's hard for people to manage both. Put that under failure. Cool. We'll go. Got another. There's just lots of good stuff in this Mr. Money mustache. So, just going through. How do you recover from burnout? Pretty common theme, right? My body and my brain have put a halt to my life. That's rough. Failure. Plus heartbreak. Top of it. Reconnect. Just know it took years of being to get burnt out. Might take years to fix it. So it's mostly just advice how to not be burned out. But point that we kind of got from that is a lot of small business owners get burnt out. Here's one on Quora. Another good place to look. Lots of questions, lots of people's input. When I highlighted this, so the question is, why do 80% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years? Here's this guy's attitude. Starting a business is far more difficult than the books, articles, movies, and unicorns make it seem. That's a pretty common attitude I've been seeing. We're going to paste that one. Boom. Just wanted to pull that out. He's got all his reasons why it's not easy. They believe it's more like 95% fail. It's more belief that it's extremely difficult. Most businesses fail because of cash flow. They don't know if there's a market for what they want to sell, which is true. They don't have an entrepreneurial mindset, lack of experience, flawed business plan. I mean, there are lots of reasons business fails. What I was mostly looking for is the attitude. Yeah, there's a million reasons why businesses fail. People aren't buying. Okay. New businesses have no customers, which is probably the biggest one. Cash flow, right. So I think we're done with that thread. Here's some more Quora. This is kind of current events, hot topic What can a small or mid-sized business owner do now to prepare for the possibility of recession in the next 2 years? Because, well, we're about there, right? Promote on Instagram. Okay. Freelance. What's the one thing you wish you knew before starting self-employment? I clicked on that. It wasn't very good. Let's click on this. Marketing. Yeah, marketing. Wish I know that I need to treat freelancing as a business. It's a good one. Some people get confused, like, well, freelancing, business, but yeah, it's a business. You're providing a service for money. So, call that a failure. Right. Yeah, pretty short one. Making the jump to self-employment. Back to Mr. Money Mustache Forum. Hello, I will start this by saying I hate my current job. I would like more than anything to be self-employed. Boom. Very common. We already saw this just a minute ago. So let's goes over hopes and dreams. Right? People want to quit their job. This is something that's coming up a lot, so what kind of job do you have? I'm making this transition right now. Quit my job. Talk to an owner of a company. Managing risk carefully. That's probably all we got out of that one. So we're just finding common themes here. Like, what are these people's hopes and dreams? It's become self-employed or start a small business. Well, they hate their job and they want to work for themselves. It's pretty common. Self-employment, net mums. What? I haven't looked at this one yet. From home ideas, universal credit, buy Bitcoin. From home. All right, let's skip over this one. Why did you choose self-employment? Here we go. Advantages and disadvantages. Let's hear what people have to say. Left a stable job. One disadvantage, I could never take a proper vacation. This is one I've been seeing a lot. No one, being an employee, you get time off. Owning a business, most people can't manage vacations or time off. Let's put that under I had to be available for client emergencies. Never take a vacation. We'll call it a failure. This is a common theme, so I was a loser working dead-end jobs. If I hadn't started my own business, I'd be that guy trying to stay with everyone. Finding new friends to stay with. No way I could have a job for more than 6 months. Mowed some lawns. I only have a couple of clients. Here we go. I like this. I didn't choose self-employment. It chose me. It's kind of a common theme I hear amongst the entrepreneurial type, right? It's common theme. Just put under attitudes for now. So it's kind of an attitude you have. I don't know. Entrepreneurial attitude. I have a huge problem with authority figures. Boom. That's another common one. See? So we want to put that under the attitudes. So you're starting to get an idea of what this type of person is, right? By reading these forums, getting their own thoughts, their own words. I was never happy as an employee. Something you see. People are just miserable because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Put that under failures probably, but I'm unique. I've never had a normal job. That's cool. I didn't choose it. It chose me. So you see a theme here. I'm just gonna copy this anyway. Put it in here. That is an attitude a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owner types have. Photographer. I got into it after a small company boss encouraged me to be a 1099. Kind of stumbled into it. That's not as common as stumble into it, to be honest. If I see that again, I'll put it down, but I think that's rare. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. All right. So now you can see I have a number of tabs open here. Reddit is a gold mine, so we're going to dive into that. But first I'm going to pause the video real quick, and then we'll jump into this. All right. Like I said, we are on Reddit here. Reddit is gold. I saw this immediately. I'm going to highlight it and paste it. Copy and paste it. I could just say fuck self-employment and fuck you TurboTax. I swear the IRS must just look for self-employed people issuing tax prep software. To belief. Put under beliefs. Pretty intense. Cool. Just gonna pause it for a sec. So cool. Got that one. My internet's not moving. Oh, that's the end. Every day I'm hustling. 16 years of self-employed, going through my first audit. I have an LLC and yeah, cool. So I'm gonna try and X out of that. Trump's small business tax is actually for the rich. People who don't work. In that. Copy. I'm gonna put it outside forces. Right? Tax cuts, screwing them over. Which is a common thing I've seen. So, prejudices. Democrats. Democrats, liberal. I never understood how Republicans can be for taxing people who don't have to work a lower tax rate than those do. What? Then we start talking about Paris Hilton. Here's what I want. Here's what I like. What? Why does Paris Hilton deserve to be taxed at a lower rate for doing nothing other than coke and blowing Euro trash, while a person who goes to work for 40 years, day in and day out, deserves more taking out of their incomes? Boom. You could put this under probably a couple sections. Attitudes and beliefs, I'll just throw it up here too. Just because Paris Hilton earned it by being born rich, that's a belief. Copy. Those who are born rich have an advantage. Not a lot of argument there for most folks. Point. Look, you can see poor people thrust in the spotlight. Here we go. Here's one person's point of view. Capitalism continues to crap all over workers, just like it's meant to. This is important because I play on this in my copy when I play up that Amazon doesn't have to pay anything in taxes while you are footing the bill. Like this right here. I'm going to use that statement somewhere in my copy. So I'm going to put that under the outside forces. Paste. Once again, that could be in beliefs. Put that. Trying to put it under outside forces. Capitalism continues crap. That's a good one for outside forces. The system. This is a great one. Socialism for the corporations, capitalism for us. I already kind of wrote that down earlier where you saw it. Let's put that under outside forces. Let's strengthen this up just a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't look great here, but you can come through, and I'm just trying to be kind of quick here. Privatize the profit, socialize the cost. Stay-at-home billionaire is hard to get that job. Well, the Dems better get going on messaging. I saw a slick spot that told me the middle income earners are going to get like $2,000 and millions of jobs will be created. Copy. I think that's a belief about Democrats, liberals, right? Prejudiced. It's a common theme, that's why I threw it up there. It's something you're going to see throughout. Of course, everybody's different, but it's a pretty common theme. I was really excited about S-Corp until I read the proposed rate. Distribution check, yeah. So they were excited about an S-Core until they read up on it. Then their attitudes, I guess. Well, let me look. Victories, failures, hopes and dreams, outside forces, prejudices, core beliefs. We'll get to that. We'll write our own sentences for that. What is the market already using? What has their experience been like using other solutions? What does the market dislike? So this is all about existing solutions, which we'll get to. Conspiracies, corruption. Is there a belief that the market's pain point used do not exist? We could put some of the tax stuff in there, the new laws. Is there a belief that's been recently exasperated by outside forces? Political leanings go in there. If so, what are these forces? Forums, Reddit, right? Facebook groups, YouTube. We'll put that under beliefs. Attitudes. They're excited about till they read up what an S-Core actually was, and you have to take paycheck and dividends. Seeing of that, Reddit. What do we have here? Self-employment taxes. A big one for me. There's some that I see over and over, but I don't know which type of business to create, how to claim the dividends, how to do any of it. If creating business will be the right move. Big question. What do I want an LLC? Do I want an S-Core? Should I even do it? People just starting out do not know. So it's important to know. So then a bunch of people give their advice. So I should do this, LLC, S-Core. Can't say. Really, we just want their attitudes about it, not which is right. That's what my company's here for. Self-employment the way, or is it just a better way? I've been in business for 7 years. Here we go. Starting a business, it's a lot of hard work and very few people succeed. And even fewer people are successful enough to make it full-time. Copy. Back up to attitudes. Let's close this one. Here we go. Can you explain how something can be more freedom and more work at the same time? That's not good. Took less vacation and worked more hours working for myself. It's a common thing. I'm going to count that as a failure. Because that wasn't the goal, I'm guessing. Self-employment means different problems. That is accurate. Oops, attitudes. Keep scrolling. Can be more stressful, but it's good stress. It's one opinion. Your attitudes. There you go. My experience running business is with my work. Being employed. Just put under attitudes for now. Owning a brick and mortar business really ties you down. That's just common sense. You may not be able to just close up if you want to take a vacation. Failure. Call it a failure. Contractor and mental health. Likes being free. Here we go. Not having others ruling over me is absolutely priceless. Copy. It's a good one. Victory. Let's put a victory down. Just going to put under the hopes and dreams too. Kind of fits in there. I might move this stuff around a little bit, but just getting on the document's important for now. Here we go. I've been running a small business, in truth, not making money for the last 2 years. Trade-off. I relish choosing what I like to do. That's a good one. Yeah, clients call you all the time about work. It's a trade-off. I relish what I do. So that's I think that's a victory. Getting some victories. Get to choose what they want to do. Being self-employed is better than working for someone else for sure. I still have to deal with demanding clients, blah, blah, blah. It's better than dealing with a demanding boss. I'm just standing behind you, staring at the screen. Victory. No more boss staring over your shoulder. Alright, let's roll to the next one. Mileage not deducted. Just something I deal with directly. People messing up their mileage documentation. See if there's anything valuable. Not really. Deductions, confusing. I'm just going to put don't understand deductions. complex tax code. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a complaint over and over. People don't know how to deduct what they can deduct. They really don't know anything because it's so complex. And that's frustrating to a lot of folks. Don't know that one. If you have a W-2, can you also have a side business and consider self-employed? It's kind of weird. Not too useful. Just gonna take a quick pause right here. Be right back. All right, so what I'm gonna show you here is a little trick. If you have Google Chrome, you type in whatever you're looking for, small business owners in this case, and then you click this discussions. You might have to add it on. I can't remember if it's standard or not. And then you're going to find all these, anything with like a forum or discussion, which is how I found what we're going to do next. Hey. Yeah, I clicked that. Let's see what this looks like. Tax bill, tax write-off question. It's maybe nothing too great other than taxes are confusing. Thought there'd be something else in here, which we already know. So just put that down. Here's an article from a local paper, Newtown. I'm sure there's several of those. I don't know what state that's in, but it doesn't really matter. Because I pulled this up because it was small business owners voicing concerns with local politicians. That seemed interesting. Published in last November. Here's something we see over and over and over. Most small business owners can't afford to take time off to come to something like this. Because only like 3 people showed up, and the dude's point is, well, I'm just too busy. Copy. This is a theme that comes up over and over, which is important. We're going to go write our copy, especially for this client who provides automation on the front end of the business with their SaaS. So all these people that are overwhelmed are going to love the automation of the app that we have to offer. What would I put that under? Outside forces. Let's put under attitudes or failures. It's called a failure. Can't take an hour off to go to a meeting with politicians to help me. So you're seeing a theme, time crunch, right? See it over and over and over. So if you surf forums and these, the rest of the article is just kind of gets off track. So I got what I needed out of there. But if you start reading these forums and these articles, you see the same thing pop up over and over. That's what we're paying attention to. Smallbusinessforums.org, something I found with that Google trick I showed you, which led me to this passive income without tax, filing tax procedure, who needs to pay income tax. You see, people are confused as shit about taxes. So that's why I put tax system is complex here. It's pretty important. Let's make it bigger so I don't miss it. Let's close this for now. Might come back to that. How do you make money online? How do I report losses? Require assistance. I'm just going to leave that be, just to say that taxes are a big deal, right? Financial assistance for startup, peer-to-peer lending, internet banking, can I move my business, how to raise capital, books, how to increase more customers in my business, accepting payments, investing, nothing too gnarly. Amazon, I'm going to come back to that in a second. So now we're back on Reddit. It's kind of out of order, but it's okay. I highlighted something already for us to look at. Pinned in this post, share your small business experience, successes, failures. Great thread, right? As I said, Reddit is a gold mine. A gold mine. I'm going to go down to what I highlighted. I just wish more people could understand the amount of time, money, and work it takes to run a small business, and that most of us will never get rich, but it's our passion. Pretty common theme here. Just going to put that under attitudes. So I don't know if that's a success or failure. That's a very common theme, right? Thanks for letting me rant. This guy's having a tough time. Don't sweat it. Can't please everyone. I've been working on a knitting business. Cool. Back taxes. How deep am I in doo-doo? I was in an inhibited state where so much crap piled up in my life I became overwhelmed and gave up on taking care of myself, and that included filing taxes. Wow. So, take that. It's pretty intense. I'm going to classify that as a failure. It's pretty hardcore, huh? So he lays out like all the money he made and never filed his taxes. So once again, big pain point, taxes, right? And not having time is kind of the double whammy there. We're not going to really focus on how to file the back taxes. We just want to know that how people get in that situation, which is becoming pretty clear. I'm fucking tired of it all. Well, that's pretty intense. Copy. Call it a failure since he's tired of his business. That's it's pretty strong. I've sacrificed everything for success. I've sacrificed everything for success and didn't get shit in return. I lost all of my friends. I lost all my self-confidence. I lost weight. I was already skinny. I lost my parents' respect. That's pretty intense. Failure, right? And I got my fonts all goofy. Cool. Then freelance writing. Haha. Can't get a job at Burger King. why. Here's something that people with successful businesses have been that they believe. They think that all these failures are just looking for get-rich-quick schemes, which in some cases is probably true. Instead of building a business, everyone wants that get-rich overnight crap and then wonder why it doesn't work. But anyway, that was weird. In reference to fail at business. So some people just think if you fail, it's your fault. That is an attitude. I don't want to sell whiny or make excuses. I think the issue is getting my foot in the door. Trust me, that's common. So let's take that. You could even put it on outside forces. They just can't get their foot in the door. They don't know the right people or whatever. Didn't go to the right school. Perhaps it's an attitude. Yep. So we recommend inspection. Problems getting your foot in the door is you don't have anything to show for it. Take a nap. Take a walk. We're all tired. I like that. We're all tired. Keep working. Under attitudes, I guess. I feel you. Congratulations, because failure is a good thing. It's a good attitude to have. Fail soon and quickly as possible. Making money in life is about providing service. Correct. Focus on one business. Great advice. With a marketing agency. It sounds like you're running out of steam before the finish line. Started a business in 08. Had no clue. And it got better. You're fit, I don't know. But he's sailing, keep failing, fail harder. Don't stop. I like that. Let's put under attitudes. Because the successful ones tend to have that attitude, and that's common. It's a common thing. So I've been failing for 7 years, but still trying. Wasted tens of thousands of dollars. Not really. Failure, I guess. I don't know. It's still going. Still valuable. Yeah, I'm going to pause this real quick. There's a phone call coming in. Okay, so problem is that you suck at sales. Got no sales, which is true, but not important for us. Some people are meant to be employers, others are meant to be employees. That's cool. Don't believe that. I'm not willing to accept that. I'm not willing to give up. Giving up is not the answer. Thank you. I want to make money and help people. Social life sucks, so it'll be great to improve. I've never had a great social life. Want to make money and help people. Common. Copy. Put that under attitudes. Paste. Make money and help people is too vague. Well, yeah, gotta narrow it down. Assistance. Where can I learn? New skills. Cool. And then here's another way to go about literally just Google self-employment failures, and a lot of these aren't too useful, but I went through and checked them out anyway. Here's one that was useful from The Guardian. It's kind of a insider thing. Yes, isn't it working? In terms of volume of work, we've always been busy. But if you look at our turnover compared to profits, are we successful? Maybe not. I don't tell people things aren't going well, he smiles. I tell people I'm busy. So, what that tells me is they don't like to admit that they're not successful. And the contractors here, I have to pause this. I'm really sorry about that. So they don't admit that it's not going well. They tell people they're busy. Something we're proud of. Success and failure is down to you. It has its ups and downs. I like that. Can't blame anybody else, which in this trade is rare. Taking responsibility for your business. Boom. It's an attitude that you control your own destiny. That's something that it's very common. Close that. It's basically what I pulled out of that article, just one little snippet. So then I have a few more Reddit pages. Highlighted something here. Here's a Ask Me Anything. Ask me anything. I'm a self-employed, successful business person in Ireland who's shutting down my business. This person says, honestly, there's a lot to be said about working 9 to 5, getting holiday pay, and doing the general. I never turn off, I never stop, and most of the money I make goes to the tax man or mundane realities. That's in response to why'd you shut down your business if it was successful? Well, a very common theme we've seen over and over and over here. He just wants to go work for a company and get his vacation, take the weekends off. Call it a failure, I guess, now. Because I'm pretty sure that it's not what he wanted when he started out. So you're just seeing a lot of recurring themes here. People want to go to Ireland. Why are you shutting down your business? For peace of mind, to focus on my life. How about that? Just like basically fits in with what he just said, right? We'll just call it a failure for now. Shutting down business because for peace of mind and the focus of my life, which says that he was not doing that when you own the business. So I'll call it a failure. Sorry to hear. Absolutely. We live in difficult times. Here we go. So he's not in America, but this is a common theme. The government is really trying to tax its way out of the recession. So you can put that under a couple different things. Attitudes. I'm going to put under external forces here. Government is trying to tax its way out of the recession, which was making him less profitable and having to work harder, fix computers, being self-employed in Ireland only works if you know how to melt the system. I'm not in Ireland. My clients are in the United States, so can't really. It's probably a. Yeah, I can't really say that applies here. Need a good job. After that, I'm going to relax a little. Was it the whiskey? Is it because we've got some jokes? I think that's it for that thread. Here's a pretty strong statement. Being self-employed is the worst I think it's supposed to say idea very few successful people try to promote. The worst ideal. Okay. Let's put under beliefs. Attitudes. Might be useful. My family is very small. People argue that working for a big company is shit. I like that. It's a lot of people's attitude. Very common. And we're just getting all this in their own words here. Let's close this tab. That's the point of becoming an entrepreneur. You risk it all and you might take an arrow in the knee. Might make a big time. How about that? They want to sit back. There's an attitude. It's hard, but grind it out and you can sit back and relax. At least one attitude. How about this? Entrepreneurship only works for a minuscule percentage. That's an attitude that exists. To some. You only hear about the one successful case, not the thousands that failed trying. You have to put your eggs in one basket. Here we go. It becomes increasingly more difficult to run a small business and make a profit because corporations undercut prices the way we cannot. Outside forces. Let's put that down here. Screwing the little guy. Common theme. Small business is not insured. I love capitalism, but the problem is antitrust laws are not enforced. Corporations are finding loopholes around them. That around everything. That's a common belief because it's generally true. And I play on that a lot in my copy, so the United States should always support entrepreneurship. Work in a small company. One day it'll be my business. Yeah. Work for Fortune 500 company now. No way, never again. I'll stick with the large corporate. Thank you. And there you go. Some people just want to be employees, and that's fine. Their attitudes. Sticking to large corporations because it's hard. Quit my job over a year and a half ago to follow my dream. I'm now self-employed jewelry maker. Ask me anything. Looks like a lot of questions about the jewelry itself. Okay, not really useful. I want to incorporate my successful online self-employment to an S corp to save on taxes. What's the best way to do this? More tax questions, right? How do I set up my entity? Common, and applies directly to the copy that I write. Dreams. Let's put outside forces under the tax code. And then people just give all their advice on what to do. Not really useful. Alright, I'm going to pause it for just a sec. We'll jump into the next portion. Cool, so what we're going to do now is kind of sum up what we have and put it into a sentence. Americans who are self-employed or in a small business who have these type of attitudes. Right-leaning Republicans that believe starting a business is hard. Kind of just want to sum up all this stuff. Because of a complex tax system, weren't born rich, don't know where to start, S corp, LLC. Very few people are successful, but they want to quit their job. Not having others ruling over them. To be their own boss. Successfully. That's a note, not struggle. Successfully. Meaning they're making, money. It's kind of the point, right? Have a lot of failures, being trapped, never take a vacation, no time to do anything, weekends, tired of it all, can't focus on their life, sacrifice everything for nothing in return. So busy I couldn't file my taxes or take care of myself. Less vacation, burned out. Outside forces are the tax cuts are for the rich. Capitalism craps on the small guy. The government's trying to tax its way out of a recession. They make the tax code super complex. Generally prejudice against Democrats, left-leaning liberals, rich people who were born rich, handed it. Yeah, capitalism can be tough for some people. So, sum up their core belief about life, love, and family. I'm going to undo this. I'm going to pause it. Last video got cut off. This is part 2. We actually have a bonus here because I have some surveys from our actual clients, which provides a lot of info. Not everybody has this, but since I do, I'm going to go ahead and include it. There's some real good information. This is straight out of the mouths of our clients that have worked with our company and have had overall good experiences. This right here, the first one. I never knew I was losing so many eligible deductions in my real estate business. So that's the thing, is people don't know what they don't know. I'm just going to put this up in under the attitude section. Because this is pretty valuable research as well. As I sit and listen to Sandy, I was able to identify $1,500 in savings right off the cuff. So these people are actually that attended some webinars. That's what they're commenting on here. I got to learn some new tax strategies. Sandy is excellent. Yep. Sandy has really opened my eyes to my rights as a taxpayer. That's a big one I see over and over. The big thing is with this group is they don't know, like I just said. So when they discover that they've been overpaying and they don't have to overpay, they're like, oh wow, holy shit. So informative, enlightening, kept me on my toes. Find subjects. I'm just trying to pick out the good ones that actually give us some info, not just praising Sandy. I was impressed by his knowledge, directing to the point. If you want to audit proof your taxes, that's a big one. People being audit proof is a big deal. Here's one I love. Sandy made a scary topic not only understandable but also fun. So what that tells me is taxes are scary. Something you don't always think about. Like, people are actually terrified of the IRS. I'm gonna scary. So I'm just putting in this not not worried about Sandy's praise. I'm interested in the fact that they think the taxes are scary and that they don't know. Like, this is the info I'm trying to pull out of here. Sandy did his job, now I have to do mine. Found this helpful. Tremendous amount of info. Best presenter. This is great here. Sandy helped us put the IRS in perspective. Like I just said, people are terrified. They don't know what to do. Then when they learn, it's not so scary. They have someone to show them. Yeah, not as afraid anymore. And then they start being proactive about their taxes, which in the end saves them money because that's what you have to do. Sandy's a great instructor. Easy on their taxes. This is another one. I feel confident that we'll be audit proof. This is a big deal. So what I'm finding is these clients are afraid of the IRS and afraid of being audited. It's a scary word. Very user-friendly, knowledgeable. Here we go. This is a good one. Giving me the confidence to take on my bully accountant and the IRS. The thing with some of these accountants and CPAs is they really don't have your best interest in mind. They're kind of order takers. And that's something I found out through this research. Bully accountant. Like, we want to use their words back in the copy. And of course the IRS. Kind of hammering down on them. I was expecting to be bored to death. I left the seminar. See, I left the seminar feeling for the first time in my life that they knew how to file their taxes and document them properly. It's amazing what people will spill out when they learn this stuff. That's why this is such valuable information. Like, a lot of this stuff people won't admit until they find out the truth. Then they're like, oh yeah, I was scared of doing my taxes or whatever. And we're finally drawing that out here. Be fun. Learned a great deal. Just about the tax series. So I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to pause it real quick and pull out the best ones. See you in a sec. Alright, so we're back. Went through and picked out all the good information, and this is what I came up with from our survey. Never knew that I was losing so many eligible deductions in my business. Really opened my eyes as a taxpayer. Can audit proof my taxes. Scary topic. Made a scary topic understandable. Sandy helped us put the IRS in perspective because people are scared. I feel confident that we will be audit proof because people are scared of audits. Sandy has given me the confidence to take on my bully accountant and the IRS. That's a big one because people feel intimidated by their own accountants that they hire, and of course the IRS. I left the seminar feeling for the first time in my life how to file a tax return and keep the proper documentation. Because people don't know what they don't know. This is what we're finding out. I wish I'd heard these things 8 years ago. I know I've lost money through ignorance. Don't know what you don't know. Big theme here. Another lesson here is if you can pull your customers, do it. You would feel much better about the possibility of getting audited after listening to Sandy, learning the facts. It's amazing to learn how little I know about our tax laws. Once again, don't know what you don't know. Documentation is key. People are learning, and that's important. I'm amazed at what I did not know. My accountant did not tell me about my tax deduction. Another shot at the accountants who are just taking orders and not actually helping their clients because they either are lazy or they don't know. If you want to have the IRS decoded, go to one of Sandy's events. Once again, confusing tax laws. So keeps coming up. I've learned so many new money-saving deductions. Don't know what I don't know. Again. Made me realize how much I was missing in my tax deductions. A real eye-opener. Sandy makes a very complex topic easy to understand for the layman. Was right with his critical deductions I was missing. Once again, don't know what you don't know. My fear of the IRS has always stopped me from trying to increase my deductions. Once again, just straight up afraid of the IRS. I never cared about anything to do with taxes until I heard his seminar. So there's what we pulled out of our little poll of our clients there, which is a bunch of good info. Basically, we learned that people don't know that they're missing out on money because they're scared of the IRS and their own accountants. So then we move down. I kind of took this from all this stuff. Also got some Amazon. Didn't click on the Amazon. We clicked on, you always go to Amazon, look at the 1 star, 5-star reviews. See what people have to say. Get this one, I pulled some out of here. So this is a book on 10 ways to avoid taxes. And we want to look at the 5-star. I had the 1 stars up, but we want to. Here's some of the gold. Spells out ways to get wealthy that no one else seems to talk about. Spent years trying to follow the advice of a regular financial advisor, always frustrated that she didn't want to look at her whole picture. This is a common theme that if you go through all these Amazon reviews, as I did, you're just going to find these regular financial advisors are not cutting it. I've read many books on the subject of finance. Not only does this book give me a different perspective on money, but also gave me ideas. This is basically the common theme through all these, is that a majority of the people that cover the subject just do a half-assed job, right? So you always want to go look at anything on these 1 and 5-star reviews on Amazon about things. So working for yourself, things in my niche, 10 ways to avoid taxes, the things that cover your clientele. So back to the document. What are their hopes and dreams? This is all coming from the research we just did here. I'm just pulling this straight out, all right? What are their hopes and dreams? My ultimate dream is to quit my day job. Not to have others ruling over me is absolutely priceless. I will start this by saying I hate my current job. Now I would like more than anything to be self-employed and to be successful, because people are afraid of failing, right? So what are the victories and failures? We have a whole list we went through. Not going to go through them again, so we kind of pulled them out. Victory, failures. Basically, the failures are they're just overwhelmed with their business because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they don't know. It's kind of what it boils down to. They're trapped. They're burned out. They've been failing, not making the money they think they should. Burnt out. Their brain and body are done. But then we have some victories. They don't have anybody going over them. Clients call you out stuff, but I relish choosing what I like to do. It's better than dealing with one demanding boss who's standing directly behind you. So these people want to be their own man. So they're willing to put up with the uncertainty and the hard work it takes. It's basically what it boils down to. So what outside forces do they believe have prevented their best life? They believe the tax cuts are actually for the rich, not for the small people who actually work. Capitalism, even though they all believe in capitalism, they believe we have a flawed system that craps on the small man just like it's meant to, and favors the giant billion-dollar corporations. It says people becoming harder and harder to run a small business and make a profit because corporations undercut their prices. Corporations are finding loopholes and ways around, doing the things small businesses have to do, like pay taxes. The government's really trying to tax its way out of the recession. Depending on time period. Socialism is corporate, and I'm pulling this straight. I'm quoting all these, so if it sounds repeat, that's why. Socialism for the corporations, capitalism for us. Complex tax code. They don't know how to classify their business, such as S corp or an LLC. Some people think getting their foot in the door is the problem, and they're just not starting out ahead, so they can't get there. What are their prejudices? A lot of them don't like left-leaning politicians. They don't like Democrats, liberals. Direct quote, well, the Dems better get going on their messaging. You want to know why people like Paris Hilton are at a lower tax rate than they are? That kind of stirs up a lot of anger. Capitalism crapping on the workers. Big corporations are getting away with murder, while the little guy foots the bill. Kind of sums up the prejudices. So basically, sum up their core beliefs off of everything we just covered in our research. Most are folks who hate working for a boss at a corporate job and want to be self-employed, but know the chances of succeeding are low. They tend to lean right politically, but still think that capitalism works better for big corporations while screwing the little guy. Many feel trapped in their businesses and have no time for vacations or weekends, which is a major pain point. All seem frustrated by complex tax laws and are generally scared and confused by taxes and their attorneys overall. That basically sums it up. A lot of these guys feel like they are getting screwed over while Amazon is, paying nothing in taxes, and Apple and all them folks. So it stirs up a lot of resentment. That's kind of what we got out of this research. It's important. You got to find out what emotion they're feeling. So, other existing solutions, what are they already using? Well, they're on forums for free help, because of course, don't want to pay. Use other mileage tracking software that usually fails them because it's not accurate. Expensive attorneys that constantly complaining about the prices of them, and then they under-deliver. Expensive CPAs that boss them around and don't have their best interest in mind. And there's books on saving taxes with varying results. Not everyone can just read a book. And most of the books are kind of half-assed anyway, right? As we've seen. So what has their experience been like? You don't like their bully accountant. They spent years trying to follow the advice of a regular financial advisor, always frustrated. They didn't want to look at the whole picture or do anything creative. Very big. They've been terrified of tax law, the IRS, and audits. And they're worried that they've been getting bad advice for years, which in most cases is correct. So what does the market like about existing solutions? They like the ones that have a different perspective on money and the ones that think outside the box. That's basically all the praise that I've seen about any of the other solutions, particularly books in this case. Very few people are thrilled with their CPAs unless you have a good one and the money to pay for it, but most small business owners really don't. What does the market dislike about existing solutions? Well, outdated information, because tax laws are always changing. Things about small businesses are always changing. Confusing and conflicting forums, because, well, it's great. It's the Wild West out there. Bully CPAs, once again. folks don't like that. Are there horror stories about existing solutions? There's the biggest thing really is having to go back and pay a bunch of back taxes because they got bad advice. That's basically what it all comes back to: getting bad advice, overpaying, or in the worst case, having to pay back deductions, back taxes. Does the market believe existing solution works? Not usually. Pretty skeptical because most people have had a bad experience. Either they've had a bad experience or they just really don't know that there is a different way that they can go about it. Don't know what they don't know. We've really found that out, right? If not, why? Like I just said, most people don't know what they don't know. They think the cards are stacked against them as small business and that the laws favor giant billion-dollar corporations. Has someone tried to solve the market's pain points before in a very unique way? Honestly, not really. In the tax world, our company is probably the most unique that I know of on finding ways. I really couldn't find anyone coming up with original ideas on how to save money like we do. So, not really. What was the result? Boredom. People do not enjoy people do not enjoy like this dry stuff, right? So they just don't learn about it. Is there a conspiratorial story behind why old solutions didn't work? Like I said again, they think the cards are stacked against small businesses and for giant corporations. Capitalism favors the rich and screws the little guy. So, kind of, it does exist. Are there any older attempts to solve the problem pre-1960? In this case, the laws are always changing. So I'm not really in this situation, honestly. Like the last time the laws really changed was just a couple of years ago in 2018, so always changing. In this world doesn't really apply. What happened? Yeah, nothing. Is there a belief that the market's pain point used to not exist or used to not be so bad? Yeah. They kind of believe the rich get richer, and the laws continue to trend that way to favor the rich, and it didn't used to be that way back, in the 50s in America's heyday. But now that corporations have lobbyists and the laws are trending to favor them. So yeah. Is there a belief that's been recently exasperated by outside forces? Usually they blame a certain politician or section of the government. Like pretty often. So yes. If so, what are those forces and what's the reason? Bad politicians, usually in this case, liberals or lazy millennials. So that's their beliefs. So that is that. I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna leave the ones in red here from the survey to stand out because they're a little bit different than just hopping on the forum. So yeah, there is our research document. Hope you enjoy and have fun with your research.